Today, from Lumen Field.
Getting toward the halfway point of the NFL season, Week 7 is underway on EA Sports. This taken in at the goal line. And good coverage there on special teams as they'll get him down shy of the 20. The Cardinals offense set to take over for the first time, and they are piloted by their fifth-year quarterback, two-time Pro Bowler as well, Kyler Murray.
And they are in rhythm on offense because of him. I mean, right now, he's got everything going the way he wants to, finding the receivers the way he wants to, looking over defenses. No interceptions is the number I lock in on. Before a touchdown pass isn't so bad either.
Yeah, what a game he had last week. On second down, here's the option. And he'll be taken down at the 20 after a gain of just one. You talk about this Seahawk defense. It's quite a unit, that's for sure. Number one in the NFL against the pass.
Take those rankings, throw them right out the window, because this is what you prepare for. This is what you practice for. This is what you think about. The ultimate test, taking on the number one overall offense in the league.
Blake Gillikin on to punt now on fourth down. Jamal Agnew is deep to return it. And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one. This will be fielded at the 17. And he's going to be out up around the 45-yard line. Great blocking, nearly sprung him there. 28-yard return. And it'll be Seahawk football, 1st and 10. Good starting field position here for the Seahawks as they come up 1st and 10 at the 45. Throwing here to start the drive as they connect left side. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. A well-executed 22-yard gain. That's the number 2 receiver in the NFL in terms of yardage. And tell you what, a few more plays like that, he won't be number 2 for long.
But that's what often happens when you have competitors running around the field. These guys know where they stand.
And this is caught inside the 5. And they are able to stop him, but he does take it all the way to the 2. It'll go as an impressive 31-yard gain.
There's no doubt in my mind that not many guys in this league have had the impact that he's had here in the first half of the season. He's been a big play guy from the...
Now a battle for the football. It's caught. It's a touchdown. Tyler Lockett with career touchdown number 96. He joins Eric Dickerson on the all-time list. And the Seahawks get the upper hand as they're on the board first here this afternoon. Myers connects on the PAT, and it's now a 7-0 game. So they only needed 3 plays on that drive. And it ends with a Tyler Lockett touchdown. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. From a yard or 2 deep, here comes a return. And he will be brought down here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17. Arizona's offense at the line, ready to get their drive started. And they are right at the 500 mark on the year and got there with a victory a week. Murray fighting, lost the football. And the Seahawks have picked it up. He's to the 10, and they bring this one back. It's a fumble recovery and a Seattle touchdown. So the defense forces the fumble. They get the score, and a guy on defense becoming offensive there, Charles.
And you know they love that. Any guy on defense loves to pick up the ball and have it in his hands and try and score himself. In this case, that's exactly what happened.
We'll be singing in the shower post-game. The scoop and score, always an exciting play in football, and we witnessed it there. Grabbing it off the ground and then rumbling it into the end zone for 6. And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. Here's the Arizona offense now as they get set to take over. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a first down now. Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete.
You talk about this Seahawk defense.
They were very good in the victory a week ago over Cincinnati.
I lost count of the number of turnovers that were occurring in that game,
did.
Right? I mean, I had a clicker going after a while. 5, 6, 7, 8. It was unbelievable. There have been that many turnovers or takeaways, however you want to say, in the game since the Reagan administration. This is absolutely unreal.
I was in diapers. 3rd and 2, and here's Murray. And that is incomplete.
Well, based on what we've seen so far, I don't think you can even call this an off day anymore, partner, because this group we're watching, they are totally out of rhythm, trying to get their game plan up and running. That 0 on the scoreboard is glaring down at them with every incompletion.
Agnew now to return. Oh, some strong running. 21 yards. Well done on the return.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over.
Seattle's offense coming back onto the field, ready for their second drive. They've got things going their way early. 14-0 lead and the football. 1st and 10. It's caught. Lockett.
He's across midfield. Now inside the 25.
And finally taken down at the 4-yard line. A big play there on the catch and run. 69 yards. Well, that didn't take long. One play, and we're already looking at a 1st and goal situation. Now, here's a look for the end zone, but that one's going to wind up incomplete. Down this close to the goal line, 1st down. Surprised that wasn't a run?
I am, and you know I'm old school. I want to run the ball on 1st down in this situation because 2nd down, that gives me an option of running play action and maybe throwing it.
They get 3 yards closer, but still work to do. It's 3rd and goal. Operating from the gun. Barnett. And he finds Lockett in the end zone. Touchdown, Seattle. A great effort there with his 2nd touchdown in this opening quarter.
And the Seahawks take a 3-touchdown lead.
The extra point now coming from Myers. It's good, and before you know it, it's 21-0. A drive there of just 4 plays.
And it ends with a Tyler Lockett touchdown. So how about this for a start? 21-0 here in the first as they kick this one away. And he'll be brought down right on the chalk of the 20.
Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense.
Well, CD, you kind of feel like they're in a bit of a danger zone right here because now you're down 3 scores, and I know we're in the first half, but the way this offense hasn't been able to generate anything, you feel like they probably need to get something going on this drive, right?
Yeah, and sometimes I overuse that this is an important possession. But I think this has to be the possession where they come up with an answer because only a few teams in league history have ever come back from a 4-score deficit. And if they don't score here, that's what they could be facing the next time they get the ball.
And the timing a bit off that time as that one falls to the ground.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Here's Murray as he sets to throw it. And that will be incomplete.
Well, he leads the NFL in interceptions and nearly added to that total.
Got his hand on it, couldn't quite corral it. It's been a Pro Bowl-type season for him, and the term ball hawk really comes into play, doesn't it?
Yeah, I like that one a lot because teams want to avoid that type of a player, but sometimes you just can't. He just knows where the ball is.
A good return there, 17 yards.
And they will take over 1st and 10.
Tyler Lockett trotting onto the field, getting set for this next drive. Making his presence felt early in this one. First half, already over the century mark.
How about the yards per completion, too? That's a pretty darn good number there. Number of catches, but he's shredding defense is getting big yardage with each and every one of them.
A good pickup there, a 22. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Looking to throw. Barnett.
The quick throw knocked away. It's incomplete. So, Charles, you look at this offense, what a start to the season. 5 wins without a loss. When do you think that you start believing that maybe you're in the midst of something special?
Well, you and I both know every head coach never wants that thought to creep into a locker room. But the truth of the matter is, not quite at this time, because if we look at the Steelers in 2020, they're a great example. Remember, they started 11-0, then lost 5 of 6 and went out in the first round. But I think if you get toward mid-November, the thanks...
And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. A 13-yard touchdown run, as his guys have opened up a very comfortable lead.
Week after week, Charles, when we see this offense operate, I don't know, they just seem to get more impressive.
They certainly do, and let's face it, it's no surprise they're the best in the NFL in scoring. This team designs things well and executes even better. And here, it only takes a few snaps before they're in the end zone. That's how they demoralize teams. That's how they put them on notice.
And he's got it. So they try for 2, successful, and that bumps their lead up even further. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
And he won't get this to the 20-yard line as he's down at the 19.
Arizona's offense at the line, ready to get their drive started. Not only are they in search of their first score, they're in search of their first down in this ball game as they come up 1st and 10. And he'll be taken down at the 20 after a gain of just 1. A check on the numbers last week for Connor. 15 carries, 59 yards, and a touchdown.
Not a horrendous week last week running the ball, but definitely room for improvement for their numbers. No doubt they made some slight adjustments to how they're going to call plays this week in hopes that...
That's into a crowd and intercepted.
Julian Love picks it. And he's going to get this one to the 23-yard line. So here are the Seahawks ready to take over on offense. Remember, they're riding that 5-game winning streak, and right now in the driver's seat in this ball game as well. They'll run on 1st down with Singletary. A strong broken tackle on that one. And then they get him to the ground just shy of the 15.
From the 17, here's 2nd and 4.
Singletary again. And he can't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. Mark that as a gain of 16 to set him up 1st and goal. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think they had 3 tight ends in on that set.
And these guys are punching really well. I use boxing analogies a lot. A lot of coaches have told me that when you line up to run the football, it's 10 fistfights along the line of scrimmage, right? You've got to win your share. These 3 tight ends, they almost always win their fistfights.
Charbonnet will score. Touchdown, Seattle. Well, nothing fancy there, Charles. You had 3 tight ends on the field. They were going to run the football. The defense knew it, but the defense couldn't stop it.
And I haven't met an offensive line yet that doesn't get more satisfaction out of running the football into the end zone than pass protecting. They had determination on their side, and they got it done.
Extra point up and through by Myers. And the rout is on here in this 1st half. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped at the 23-yard line.
Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. They're still in search of an initial 1st down as they come up here 1st and 10. And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. Right off the bat, it's a 1st down to start the drive, 12 yards.
It looked like almost a miscommunication defensively because once he decided to keep it, he had pretty smooth sailing.
Yeah, it became a question of, wait a minute, who's got the quarterback? When you talk about miscommunication, it's supposed to be called assignment football on the defensive side of the ball, but the assignment gets mixed up. That's the end result.
Now it's 2nd and 10. Murray a give. And it's out. He put it on the carpet.
And the Seahawks have picked it up. And they have the football and will set up shop at the 33-yard line.
You remember in preseason when we were going to the different training camps and visiting teams, and we always would see the running backs working out and going through those gauntlet drills, and, you know, guys either slapping at the ball or the machines. You got to learn to take care of it.
Yeah, they lost it there. Big fumble. A give up the middle to Singletary. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
If you're a coach, you'll absolutely take that run every time on first down because it really sets you up to go in a number of directions here on 2nd.
Firing quickly, but it's incomplete.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up. Not that time. Touchdown, Seahawks.
Jackson Smith-Njigba.
His 19th touchdown now on the season.
And the Seahawks are able to widen their lead here in this first half.
Now Myers for the extra point. And he's been a busy man. 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. The drive there only spanning 3 plays.
And it was capped off by a Jackson Smith-Njigba touchdown catch.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And he won't return this one. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start at the 25.
James Conner and the Cardinal offense ready to get back to work.
He's just been looking for some space. I'm not going to pin it on him or the offensive line, but they need to get this run game going better.
Sometimes you just have to credit the defense. They came in with a plan themselves. So I think now you try and mix things up a little bit. Get the ball in the hands of some other people, find some other playmakers, but always let the defense believe that he's still a threat.
I was going to say, don't forget about it.
No, don't take him totally out of the game.
Here's Murray. And that is going to be incomplete as he led him a bit too much.
The Cardinals on 3rd down. 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This is 3rd down and 12. Now Murray. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. And the defense coming through on 3rd down. A loss of 7 to bring up 4th.
Well, someone's closing in on the league lead in sacks. He came into the game in the top 5. Now you add 2 more to his total.
Blake Gillikin on to punt here as he'll send this one away.
On the return, here's Agnew. And all the way in, touchdown Seattle. It's a punt return score of 70 yards.
And the Seahawks are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead.
Okay, we need to double check here with Marvin because he keeps all of our good stats, but what I've got is 5 drives, 5 touchdowns, and they've got a nice, healthy lead.
Well, after the first drive, we thought things might be clicking. They're really clicking at this point. They're clicking about as much as they can click.
And right
I just said click a lot.
Yes, you did, but that's okay because the guy who's coordinating the defense, trying to slow them down,
Good luck.
he's going to have hair that looks like mine very soon. Not much of it.
So after the punt return touchdown, let's see what their opponents can do with this kickoff.
This fielded right at the goal line. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22.
Arizona's offense at the line, ready to get their drive started.
See if they can put this drive in the end zone, Charles, because it's been a little bit of a run. Murray has it knocked loose, fumble. And this ball recovered by the offense, but remember, they cannot advance it here in the final 2 minutes of the half. So this will be blown dead And it'll come back to the spot of the fumble.
They come up on 2nd and long, and the pass protection just is... And he coughs up the football near his own goal line.
Oh, and one of the linemen on the other side has got it.
And it won't be a pick six, but he will have his guys set up at the 2-yard line.
After that play, I think we know one quarterback will be extremely happy if his defense can hold the opposing team to a field goal here.
On 1st and 10, it's Charbonnet.
And he will take this one in for the Seattle touchdown.
Zach Charbonnet
with his 2nd touchdown of the game, number 7 on the year.
And the Seahawks will extend their lead in the final minute of the half.
Myers connects on the PAT, and the rout is on here in this first half. The kick unit for the Seahawks out there on the field, and we are ready to rock.
And they will wrangle him down a couple yards shy of the 30.
Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense.
Charles, you're down multiple scores, less than a minute left here, but with that deficit, they've got to try to at least work their way into field goal range to try to muster something out of this drive.
And I'm going to go ahead and date myself one more time because I'm going to quote an old Smokey and the Bandit lyric. They've got a long way to go and a short time to get there, but they still have time to get it done. So I'm looking forward to watching them mount this drive and see if they can get some points out of it.
These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. From the gun, a give to... And he loses the football the 2nd time. And the Seahawks have picked it up. And his guys are going to get the football at the 28-yard line.
2nd time in this first half now, Charles, that he's coughed up the football.
And both times, I think, they were in spots where he's got to think about covering up the ball. He's got to revert to his fundamentals in those practice drills where they carry it through traffic. He's not out in the open field where he can swing it a little bit, cover it up, and take care of it.
No one there to help out downfield, but no problem. Scrambling for 22 and a first. Operating from the gun. Barnett toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes, but the best part for him, he's got 2nd and 3rd down to fall back on.
They come up here with another shot from the 6-yard line, and it's 2nd and goal now. Steps away to his left. And he is in for the Seattle touchdown. A great play there in the final seconds of the first half.
And the Seahawks would extend their lead here just before halftime.
And that's a lead that excites a team as they head into the half. Good way to finish things off.
Yeah, able to extend that lead, and you always say it can totally change the complexion of half number 2.
Yeah, it changes your morale, changes your outlook. But even before that, let's see if they decide to kind of squib kick or what they're going to do on the kickoff, because you don't want to give them a big play right before the half ends.
Good point. Scoring summary, 3-play drive, and it's capped off by a touchdown run of 6 yards.
So not much time to work with here. 9 seconds remain in the half as this one is away. And his guys will get the football right at the 20-yard line.
And with time running short here, they'll simply take a knee, and that should do it for half number 1. So we've reached halftime here in what is quickly turning into quite a rout. As we'll send you eastward to Orlando. Standing by with that EA Sports halftime report now is Jonathan Coachman. Take it away, Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. A lot to get to here as some of the division races starting to take shape as we look around the NFL here in week number 7. We begin with a rematch dating way back to Super Bowl 14. No Terry Bradshaw or Vince Ferragamo here, though. It's Pittsburgh and the LA Rams. And it's the Rams who have the lead in the second quarter.
Kyron Williams
accounting for the lone scoring thus far as he's cashed in with a touchdown run. Let's stay in the AFC West as we check on the Broncos at home in Denver. And they have the lead in that one over the visiting Packers. 2 touchdown passes there for Russell Wilson. Finally, let's get right to the center of the U.S. map and check in on the Chiefs at home in Kansas City. As you can see, the score there in the second quarter. Kadarius Toney, a touchdown reception.
The Seahawks with the advantage, and they get the football first as the second half is underway. Now Jamal Agnew from his end zone. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. The third quarter starts with a run by Singletary. And give him 6 yards here as he's stopped near the 35 at the 34. And from the 34, here's 2nd and 4. They go right back to Singletary. Powers through. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. 51 yards now on the ground on just 7 carries. Singletary here running out of the gun. On the tackle, it was the West Virginia man, Kaiser White. Ball right on the 50-yard line. Here's the 2nd and 8. Singletary trying the left side. 4 yards on the pickup there as it'll leave him with a third and about 4 more for a first. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down. From the gun on third down. Barnett being chased out left. So no sack. He gets back to the line of scrimmage, but it'll still bring up a 4th down. Back to throw. Barnett. And he's brought down. Can't do anything with a football. It's a sack and a turnover on downs. Murray and the Cardinals with a 1st and 10, just shy of midfield at the 48. They'll try and start this drive in the air. And that one too far in front. He couldn't reel it in. It's incomplete. We sit in quarter number 3 out in Seattle. A 2nd and 10 now. Murray going to throw. That's going to go down as a loss of 5, and it brings up 3rd down. Murray now to throw. Oh, into a sea of defenders and intercepted. Picked off by Quandre Diggs. And they will finally get him, but not until he's all the way down inside the 15-yard line. And right about now, you start to think, and maybe they're starting to think, gosh, maybe points aren't going to happen for us in this game.
Well, it's a thought that
he finds Smith and Jigba in the end zone for the Seahawk touchdown. A great effort there with touchdown number 20 on the year. And the Seahawks take the interception on defense and convert it into 6 points. The extra point now coming from Myers. And the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter. A nice tidy little drive there, getting the ball in excellent field position, and only 1 play to score it. The kick unit for the Seahawks out there on the field, and we are ready to rock. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. Arizona's offense at the line, ready to get their drive started. Well, we're still in the third quarter, so there's some time to kind of clean this up and make it look more respectable now. Or win, that's probably gone out the window, Charles. But I don't know. Do you look at this as a time to just improve and maybe start to look towards the future?
I think you have to find something to play for, something to grasp onto until the clock runs out. But, Brandon, we've been around this game a long time. This is an outlier. You don't get many blowouts like this no matter how the game looks on paper going in. This one has turned out to be everyone's worst nightmare realized.
On 1st and 10 is Connor. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. On play action, it's Murray. And he drops it incomplete. And their struggles continue here. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. Murray now. And it's a fumble. But it looks like one of the DBs has it. And they will set up shop in enemy territory at the 42-yard line. Obviously, you got to hold on to the football, but I've got to give credit to the defense there. Good job of knocking it free.
Yeah, because a lot of the time we just blame the offensive players for not taking care of it. How about the effort of the defensive players knowing that guys are going to, and if they're good, anticipate the contact coming and try and cover up the football.
And all the way in, touchdown Seattle. Their mobile quarterback, 42 yards. And the Seahawks are able to capitalize on the forced fumble by turning it into 6 points. Now Myers for the extra point. And the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter. I'm not sure if they drew that play up to score, but it scored indeed. 1 play on the ground and into the end zone for 6. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. Now it's Crowder. And he will make it to the 20-yard line and no further. Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm. Oh, they've intercepted Murray for the 3rd time. Picked off by the linebacker, Bobby Wagner. And he'll get this back down to about the 12-yard line. That's now his 2nd interception in as many weeks from his linebacker position.
And think about all the different techniques he has to employ in a passing situation. Is he spot dropping because it's zone? Is he picking up man-to-man? Is he having to run with a running back?
And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. Devin Singletary with his 6th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Seahawks get another 3rd quarter touchdown to add on to that lead. The extra point now coming from Myers. And the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter. Well, they got the ball in great field position. 1 play later, boom, end zone. The kick unit for the Seahawks out there on the field, and we are ready to rock. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. Arizona's offense at the line, ready to get their drive started. And really, Charles, not much of a surprise that they're losing. They just haven't been able to get much of anything going in the pass game. And as you well know, in today's NFL, if the passing game isn't working, usually not much else is working either.
You're exactly right about that, partner. And I know that right now the easy answer would be, hey, let's run the football. But that might not be everything you need. So despite the fact that they've struggled throwing it, they've got to find some type of a play, multiple plays, that puts the ball in the air and allows for them to have some success.
These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. To throw, it's Murray. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by the linebacker, Bobby Wagner. And the return will stop right around the 25. They'll give this to Singletary running right.
Gets past one man, and he is in for the Seattle touchdown. Devin Singletary with now his second touchdown of this third quarter. And the Seahawks are able to extend their lead in the final seconds of this third quarter. A familiar refrain, a turnover leads to a touchdown, and that lead grows even wider now here in this third quarter.
Yeah, partner, I'd say there are a lot of grins breaking out on that sideline because, let's face it, they came in thinking they were in for a real fight in this game, but this one's been about as one-sided as we've seen in a while. In addition, if you're a backup, time to start stretching and loosening up. You may get some playing time in this one.
The kick unit for the Seahawks out there on the field, and we are ready to rock. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And good coverage there on special teams as they'll get him down shy of the 20. Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense.
Well, it's a game that they would rather probably forget about, at least to this point, Charles. And one reason is turnovers. The turnover on the last drive, they had the issue in the first half as well, and that's really, unfortunately for them, helped to put this game out of reach.
And you know they won't admit it to themselves, but we know that winning the game is pretty much out of the picture now. So their bottom line is, how do they play a clean game the rest of this one, right? Take care of the football, no more turnovers, and see how that works.
The Cardinals on third down. It has been a disaster. 0 for 8 thus far. This is 3rd and 8. Throwing now is Murray, eluding the pressure. Murray fighting, lost the football.
Oh, and one of the linemen on the other side has got it.
And his guys are going to get the football at the 28-yard line.
As they say, this game hasn't exactly been one for the books. I mean, we're into the fourth quarter here, and now this happens, another turnover. Not one that they're going to hold up and say, yeah, this has been a banner day.
Absolutely. Still sitting on 0. Here come the Seahawks now, set to take over on offense.
And they have to be feeling pretty good. Comfortable fourth quarter lead as they take over following the fumble recovery.
And a good physical run that time. He's going to wind up gaining 5 on that one.
Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run. Got behind his pads, bowled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
Saw through 3 quarters, no reason to lighten up now. And he's brought down after a very nice gain.
121 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long.
Brendan, every great running backs coach I've talked with has always talked about when you have great vision, you're not...
And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. Nick Ballore, his first touchdown on the year.
And the Seahawks add on to their lead, and it's looking like that win streak is going to extend another week.
Extra point up and through by Myers. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. The kick unit for the Seahawks out there on the field, and we are ready to rock. Now it's Crowder. Now it's Crowder.
And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line.
Arizona's offense at the line, ready to get their drive started.
We certainly had a sense coming in here that these guys were in for a tough one on the road. That has been how this ball game has played out. They tripped.
And oh my goodness, he loses it again. And the Seahawks have picked it up.
Well, partner, I think it's safe to say they can mark this down as extremely frustrating. Here we are in the fourth quarter, and that last play, that turnover, I think it epitomizes what happened to them all day on offense.
So symbolic, and that's why they're still being shut out. A give, Singletary, right side. Shrugs the tackle.
Nice.
And he's taken down inside the 30. 11 yards there and a first down for Seattle. And they're going to speed things up here. On 1st and 10, Barnett
fighting Lockett for the catch here on the out route.
And inside the 20 before he's brought down. First down Seattle on a pickup of 13. operating from the gun. Barnett. He's got it. Touchdown. Tyler Lockett. A 16-yard touchdown. And the Seahawks add another 6 points to what's going to be a blowout victory. Well, when coaches come into a game preaching total team effort, CD, I think this is the type of ball game that they're dreaming of. It was pretty apparent early on that they were clicking in all three phases. It's been fun to watch.
Yeah, sometimes in the NFL you end up with matchups like we've been watching here. And when you go back through the early drives, you can just see that one squad is on a different level in this game. Safe to say, we have been disappointed in watching their execution throughout this contest.
The kick unit for the Seahawks out there on the field, and we are ready to rock.
Taken at the goal line. And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line. Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. It's been a tough go for them. It's still without any points here in the fourth quarter and a big deficit, Charles. But they moved the football on some drives. They just haven't had any points.
Yeah, and I know in their minds they're thinking the game plan has actually been working. We just haven't scored points. Well, isn't that the bottom line, partner? To put points on the board. So if you're moving it and you're not scoring.
Murray has it knocked loose. Fumble.
And fantastic field position has them just outside the 10 at the 11-yard line of the red zone.
Okay, this isn't one where you want to take the game tape and hold it up as an example, do you? I mean, you talk about frustrating all the way through. And that last error, I think that crystallizes it, doesn't it?
Absolutely. That's been representative of their entire game still being shut out. Dancing to his left. And he is in for the Seattle touchdown. Taking it in from 11 yards out.
And the Seahawks take the forced fumble and convert it into 6 points. And you wonder now if he might be able to remove the helmet, put on the baseball cap, and watch the rest of this one from the sideline. His 5th touchdown pass of the game.
Say that again. Did you say 5th touchdown pass of the game?
Yes, sir.
Well, that's a heck of a performance, isn't it? Because they've had no answer for him at all game long. Receivers have been open constantly, and he hasn't missed a single one of them.
The kick unit for the Seahawks out there on the field, and we are ready to rock.
And he won't quite make it to the 25. Arizona's offense at the line, ready to get their drive started. At this point, partner, things looking pretty bleak. They still haven't scored here in the fourth quarter, facing the big deficit. Just what silver linings, what can they look to do here offensively?
You know, it's funny, I talked about this with a coach in the offseason and kind of had this scenario, like what feels good to you and what feels good to your team. You're down big. You really have like one possession left, and you're trying to put points on the board that don't matter. But do they? And he told me they actually do matter. And in this situation, he's going to try and run the best offense he can run to have at least a little bit of confidence to take away.
And oh my goodness, here's a 5th interception. Picked up by Jamal Adams. And he's going to get this one to the 23-yard line. Well, partner, I got to tell you, I'm trying to think of something positive to say for this offense, but I'd have to be a spin doctor for that one. This has been a tough performance to watch.
And I think it's hard at this point to actually identify what's really gone wrong. I guess the catch-all is everything. Doesn't sound like real sharp analysis, but I don't have much else for you.
And the scoreboard just lopsided, and it's been ugly from the get-go. Now, he's able to break through one tackle, but it slowed him down enough that he could only manage getting back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10. Singletary, they'll go up the middle. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11. And now they're in the hurry-up. Off the play fake. Barnett forced out to his left. And he'll get this to the 23, but that'll be well short of what he needed. And we are inside of 2 minutes left in this lopsided affair. And with things looking pretty good on the scoreboard, they're going to keep the offense out there and go for it here on fourth. Buying time. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly.
Another touchdown here in the fourth quarter. And, Charles, I think we can start to consider that this undefeated streak of theirs is going to be safe for another week.
And, partner, you don't make it this far into a season without a loss unless you're getting contributions from both sides of the ball and sometimes even your special teams. And that's been true today. Each side helping guide them to this late lead.
Is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
From a yard or two deep, here comes a return. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Costs him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20. Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. Well, I hate to say it, but at this point, I don't really know that they're playing to win with this deficit in the fourth quarter. They're just trying to erase that 0 on the scoreboard, Charles, and get some type of momentum to carry into the film session tomorrow.
If you get any type of points on the board, it'll count as a moral victory, although no one will talk about that in the post-game press conference. That's not something you mentioned in the NFL. And this loss, it already stings and will for.
And now here is another interception. Picked by Julian Love. And his guys will take over at the 25-yard line. Yet another mistake after the interception there. And, gosh, you look up at the scoreboard, they just got to be thinking this one cannot get over fast enough.
It certainly can't. And also what happens when you get this big of a deficit, you're supposed to make all the right throws, right? You're supposed to try and obviously get the ball to your own guys. But being down this big, you also take even more chances. And in this situation, that hasn't paid off for them at all.
On the other sideline, jubilation and laughter. They run here with Singletary. And they'll get this from the 8 to the 5. Pickup of 3.
You know, when this offense gets down here near the end zone, they're going to turn to their bell cow, and this guy's been a touchdown machine all year. Excellent job stopping him there on first down.
And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals.
Well, business as usual for them. Well on their way to another victory. Riding a serious wave of momentum from what we've seen. And so far, they haven't met their match. So if you're going to play this team in the future, your mission is clear. You better be ready to play and match their firepower.
Myers connects on the PAT. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. The kick unit for the Seahawks out there on the field, and we are ready to rock. And no alley to be found. The coverage was solid, and he's dropped at the 18. Arizona's offense at the line, ready to get their drive started. And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but Murray fighting, lost the football, and the Seahawks have picked it up. And that might just cement it. A return for a late touchdown.
That kind of puts the bow on what has been a complete performance, Charles. They're pitching a shutout on the other side in this offense. They've done their thing well, too.
Yeah, this game has been an all-out effort from them on every snap, and there's a good amount of pride on the line right now. They want to finish what they started. They want the shutout preserved.
So not only the cough up, but then the pickup on the other side, the scoop, and the score the other way, the fumble return for a touchdown. So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score.
And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25.
Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense.
Where we stand right now in the fourth quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room.
Murray has it knocked loose. Fumble. And the Seahawks have picked it up. And good field position coming up here. The football at the 12-yard line.
And with that kind of a deficit, you can't afford to make any kind of mistakes. But it's been pretty symptomatic of what we've seen all game with them, isn't it? Down this big in the fourth quarter.
You'd say an afternoon to forget, absolutely. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly.
Well, this is long since over, and some might see this as overkill. But remember, this is a team that puts on the hard hats, grabs the lunch pail, and tells everyone, we're going to give you a full 60 minutes. And that's exactly how they're playing this one out.
Extra point up and through by Myers. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. The kick unit for the Seahawks out there on the field, and we are ready to rock. This taken in at the goal line. And he'll take it a yard or so past the 20, call it the 21. Arizona's offense back out and ready to go. We said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And, partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
And they work this well upfield across the 45. Big yardage there on the scramble. It gets them a first down. Now a timeout called for by the defense. It's just their first. They've got two more to use here in the final stages. Here's Murray. And that will be incomplete. 4 ticks left here on the clock. Here's 2nd and 10. Murray, one final try. Steps away to his left. Murray fighting. Lost the football. And the Seahawks have picked it up. The big fella. And that should just about do it. They return it to the end zone, sealing it with a defensive touchdown. And Charles, look at the big fella. What a rumble that was. Not only to scoop it, but then take it the rest of the way for the touchdown.
And now you know they're going to have to hear about it from now on. The defensive backs, he's going to want to run with them, do their drills, the whole deal. He thinks he's the pace setter now.
It doesn't matter what happens in practice this week, he's smiling. For the winning team here, Charles, that's about as big and clean of a win as you could hope for in the National Football League. No turnovers. Meanwhile, you forced turnovers. You didn't allow any points, and you put up
Today, from Seattle, Washington, it's Week 8.
Lurching closer toward the midway point of this NFL season, and we're underway on EA Sports.
This fielded right at the goal line. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. A guy coming off his best season as a pro. Here's Nick Chubb.
And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it. A check on the numbers for Chubb from a week ago. 12 carries, 66 yards, and a touchdown.
Just an all-right day from him last week. He really didn't break out for the huge yardage he had hoped going in. I talked with him before the game, though, and he knows this is a new, fresh opportunity. He's put last week behind him, and his focus, getting some extra yardage with every carry he receives this week.
An early tough test on the opening drive. This is 3rd and 8. Here's Watson. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
That was their first 3rd down try of the game, and clearly something was off in the execution of that play. Good news, they've got a whole game left to clean that up and start clicking on those key 3rd down throws.
And Bojorquez on to punt as he gets it away.
And this will be taken at the 13. Still fighting.
A nice punt, but a good run back as well of 13 yards.
And out will come the offense as they take over. They go play action here on 1st down. Rolling to his left.
He's still on his feet. Inside the 20.
And all the way in. Touchdown, Seattle. It's their quarterback. 74 yards.
And the Seahawks will jump on top with the game's first score here this afternoon. Boy, Charles, this offense is just so explosive. They lead the league in scoring, and another example of just how good they are right there on that play.
Yeah, we often overstate about how explosive teams are. This team is truly a threat to score on every snap, especially on the first few plays of any series. And a big streak like that only adds to their reputation as the league's best offense.
The kick unit for the Seahawks out there on the field, and we are ready to rock.
Taken at the goal line. And he'll be brought down right on the chalk of the 20.
Second drive coming up here for Cleveland as they return to the field on offense.
And they are back down to 500 following the loss last week. Consistency has been a real issue for them. So
puts it on the carpet. It's out.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover.
And he's going to have a Browns first down as he'll take this up to about the 33-yard line.
A shotgun snap for Watson.
And this one is going to be off the mark, too far out in front. David Bell, the intended receiver.
And it's 2nd down.
You talk about this Seahawk defense.
It's quite a unit. Number 1 in the NFL against the pass.
And when you're getting ready to face the number 1 overall offense in the NFL, it does not matter where you rank defensively because you got your hands full. You don't know what you're going to face, but you know that that's a strong unit that you're getting ready for.
The threat of a second straight punt to start the game is looming as they come up 3rd and 10. To throw is Watson. And he can't find a receiver, and
he's brought down. And now that brings up 4th down there, a loss of 6 yards on the sack. Here's Corey Bojorquez now to punt this one away. And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. And it's taken in at the 9. Well, that looked for a second like he might take it all the way, but as it stands, it's still a massive return. And the Seahawks will have great field position to start this drive. They take over on the short side of the field. On 1st down, Barnett. Flush to his right. Fighting his way through contact. And all the way in, touchdown Seattle. How about that? Their quarterback with his 2nd touchdown in this opening quarter. And the Seahawks are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Myers connects on the PAT, and the lead is up to 15 now. So they hit pay dirt on just one play. The long run, the scamper, and a very nice scamper into the end zone for the touchdown. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And he won't get this to the 20-yard line as he's down at the 19. And now Cleveland geared up to take the field. Still in the first half, but this offense has struggled. Haven't really been able to get anything going, not only in the points category, but in the yards category. We'll see if they can do better here on this drive. Watson on 1st down. Oh, that's into a sea of bodies, and it's intercepted. Picked up by the linebacker, Bobby Wagner. And he is going to bring this back inside the 20 to the 18-yard line. He's on quite the interception run. He had 2 last week. And now before the ball changes hands, they're going to take a look at this just to make sure that they have it right. So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. Throwing to start the drive. Barnett. Oh, he was hit as he threw it there, and that one winds up incomplete. An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. And it's caught. Touchdown, Seahawks. Jackson Smith-Njigba. His 21st touchdown of the season. And the Seahawks have moved out in front by 3 touchdowns. Extra point up and through by Myers. And the lead opens up now to 22 points. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. On the return, here's Jerome Ford. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. Ready to take over again on offense. Out comes Cleveland. And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive, because remember last time out they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well, and they're awfully confident right now. To me, it's time to attack and take some of that momentum back, but make sure you're selective in doing so. Understand where you want to throw the football and make sure it's open before the ball leaves your hands.
And that'll be off the mark, too far out in front, and it's incomplete. 3rd and 2, Watson throwing quickly there, but it's incomplete.
This defense has certainly played well so far in this game, and the coverage has been tight on just about every throw. Forced a few here so far in this game, and now it brings up 4th down.
He'll field this at the 5. A very nice job on the run back there. He'll get 23 yards all told. So here are the Seahawks ready to take over on offense. Their win streak at 6 coming in and counting as they've got the lead right now beginning this drive 1st and 10. A nice looking play to start the drive down the middle and complete. So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. And he's got Smith and Jigba. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop it. There's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. Eskridge, the man in motion. Throwing on 1st down. Barnett. This is caught. And the Seahawks are going to be set up with a 1st and goal on a pass play that moves them all the way down to the 1. Back to throw again. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
I think it's pretty safe to say that when you're up 3 touchdowns, the last thing you want to do is hang one up there and put it in jeopardy and possibly get it intercepted. Get a nice lead, you should be able to protect it. But if you get careless with the football, look out.
He finds Smith and Jigba in the end zone for the Seahawk touchdown. A great play there with his 2nd touchdown in this opening quarter, as his guys are able to push that lead out a bit further. Boy, CD, what a start for them. Still in the 1st quarter, they're absolutely blitzing them. All the points that they put up, I'm not sure what you say on the other sideline right now.
I think it's as simple as this, partner. The way that they're playing, there's no limits on what this lead could become.
And no, it falls incomplete. So the 2-point conversion, no good. We are in for a good one as we're through 1 on EA Sports. The kick unit for the Seahawks out there on the field, and we are ready to rock. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. Heading out is the Cleveland offense now as they get set to take over here. And 3 and out on the last drive. No points on the scoreboard. A little soul-searching now. Oh, everything falling apart now. Another one intercepted. Picked off by Reek Woolen. Well, that one was in the air for an agonizingly long time.
Just begging to be picked off, wasn't it? It's one thing if you're throwing a ball like that, trying to throw someone open or lead them into an area. But that ball needed to be thrown with a lot more conviction. As a result, it's an easy interception.
It's a gain of 12, 1st down Seahawks.
Let's just call it what it is. This has been a flat-out struggle for this defense all game long. They've really had a hard time slowing them down. And while I'm not big on speeches and guys jumping up and down, they might need their team leader on defense to get in their face right now and light a fire under these guys. They've got to start playing better assignment football and start getting guys on the ground.
So the pass incomplete in the end zone, but the flag comes out for interference.
And now you're set up right on the doorstep of the goal line. 1 yard away changes what your play calls are going to be.
On the give, here's Charbonnet. And he's across the chalk into the end zone. Touchdown, Seahawks. Zach Charbonnet. His 8th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Seahawks continue to pull away here in this 1st half. Myers connects on the PAT. And the route is on here in this 1st half. They had the short field, and they made quick work of it. Just 2 plays to get into the end zone. The kick unit for the Seahawks out there on the field, and we are ready to rock. From his end zone, here comes Jerome Ford. And he'll be dropped at the 21-yard line, so bringing it out of the end zone proves not a good decision, loses him about 4 yards. Things, unfortunately, continuing to implode here. The interception he threw on the previous drive, of course, led to the touchdown. And that deficit widening a little bit further. 1st and 10. And he's going to get 7 out of this before being taken down at the 27. Operating from the 27 now. Here's 2nd and 3. They'll run again with Hunt.
And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down. They'll go left side on the ground with Chubb. And he'll be taken down right around the 34 after a pickup of only a yard. From the 34-yard line, here's a second down and 9. They'll try the air now with Watson. Now a quick throw there, but it's going to be incomplete.
Well, this defense is certainly organized and playing off of each other because the rush is providing pressure and the coverage is forcing incompletions and capitalizing on mistakes. When you get every level on defense hitting it once, you get first half scores just like this one.
On 4th down on is Corey Bojorquez to punt. And he'll go ahead and field this at the 5. Nearly a huge return, as it is still a very good one. 24 yards. And the Seahawks get ready to trot out on the field.
Well, everything right now that they touch on this side of the football, it seems to turn to gold. They've scored on 3 straight possessions. That lead continues to grow. And, I mean, if they can get points here, Charles, might almost be an insurmountable.
A fight for it, and this is caught. It's caught indeed. So the big play gets them all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10.
And this is incomplete. Oh, he had 6 points right in his hands, but could not hang on.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. The throw over the middle, taken in, and brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 6. Two touchdowns for him already in this first half. This one good for a first down.
Boy, how about the speed with which this offense can get down the field? It's taken them no time at all to get down here, and now they're set up with a 1st and goal.
Now a throw to the end zone on 1st down, but it winds up incomplete.
They may be snapping the ball near the goal line, but all you're thinking defensively, keep them out of the end zone. Force the incompletion, force them into going for 3, and not giving up 6.
And he's got it. Caught in the end zone for the Seahawk touchdown.
D. Eskridge
With touchdown number 8 on the year.
And the Seahawks have taken a 6-touchdown lead.
Extra point up and through by Myers. And a rout is on here in this first half. The kick unit for the Seahawks out there on the field, and we are ready to rock. And he won't return this one. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start at the 25.
Cleveland offense making their way out. The last series for them, a little disappointing, forced to punt. And now they'll try to do better here and come away with some points as they begin this drive. 1st and 10. Watson's throw hauled in by Bell.
And he's able to get this one up to his 30 before he's out of bounds. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. Now Watson. They'll go script. And he loses the football a second time. And there he goes left side. And they bring this one back. It's a fumble recovery and a Seattle touchdown.
Well, Charles, I mean, things just seem to be getting worse and worse for one sideline. Or flip it over after that fumble return for a touchdown. Better and better on the opposite end. What an impressive first half performance.
And, partner, I know the saying in the NFL goes that no lead is safe. But I will say that this one...
Oh, and now they're going to fake it. He's got it at the 10. And he will step out of bounds. Oh, what a mistake there. And the two-point try will be unsuccessful.
Well, I have to admit, I'm scratching my head a little bit here trying to make sense of what I just saw. Number one, huge lead. Just kick the extra point and be done with it. Number two, if you are going to go for two, just line up and go for it from the 2-yard line. Why make it so difficult? That's a long way to go to try and pick up some points.
For the Browns, good starting field position as they have it 1st and 10 at their own 42. Watson now to throw.
He'll get this to Bell.
And he's able to get this to the 40-yard line before he's out of bounds. 18 yards the gain for number 18. On 1st down, Watson.
On the throw, let him too much that time. It's incomplete.
Well, this defense is going to have to finish the job. There's still a second half that they have to play. But so far, an absolute total effort. They've disrupted the passing game, stressed the pocket for the...
Now Bell hit. He lost the football. And the Seahawks have picked it up. There he goes, right side.
He'll get it inside the 20.
And they bring this one back. It's a fumble recovery and a Seattle touchdown. So that is now 2 fumble return touchdowns. And you talk about something that's going to drive a head coach crazy.
Without a doubt, but for the...
Oh, and now they're going to fake it. And he's taken down. This will be a Brown sack.
Another